Welcome back. Now I'll continue with the story of J.J. Watt. Watt 32 also wants to get paid his market value, and the Browns have the cap space to pay him. They are 10th in the NFL, which about 21.7 million in space and cap space. Watt was due to make 17.5 million in 2021. And will probably be looking for something in that ballpark. The Browns were prepared to pay that much, at least that much last offseason to Jadeveon Clowney, excuse me, making him a higher one-year offer than any other team and a very competitive multi-year offer. Watt, a five-time first-team All-Pro, certainly won't come cheap, but he'd be worth it if he can get the Browns over the top and into that elusive Super Bowl. Many of the teams interested in Watt are cap strapped and won't be able to pull it off. The Steelers, who are already have Watt's two brothers, TJ and Derek Watt, on their roster, are currently about $30 million over the cap. Ben Roethlisberger has said he'll restructure his contract to bring down his $41.5 million cap hit for 2021, but they'd likely have to make other moves to make it happen. Watt has has gushed over Bucs QB Tom Brady, who has just won his 7th Super Bowl and would undoubtedly love to join him in Tampa. Where the Bucs are 11th in cap space, about 14.8 million, but according to according to overthecap.com, Tom's unbelievable. Excuse me. It's incredible what he has done. I don't think people truly understand or appreciate or can fathom how insanely difficult it is. Watt said on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. The guy's just he's the greatest of all time. There's talk he'd also love to go to Green Bay, his home state, and play with Aaron Rodgers. But the Packers are also currently over the cap by $19 million. Other teams he's been linked to are in cap trouble, including the Tennessee Titans by $3 million, the Bills over by $322,851, and the Bears over by $191,825. In addition, the Browns' current $21.7 million available, they can clear more cap room to spending on roster moves they make this off-season. But they wasted no time in dialing up Watt's reps on Friday, and they can make a competitive offer and compelling presentation. He's a very unique player in the combination of size and strength and athleticism, quickness, and power is really unraveled. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski said of Watt in November before the Browns beat the Texans 10-7 in fierce wins at First Energy Stadium on November 15th. He gets those long arms up and he bats the ball in the air, and he's very, very disruptive, a very disruptive player he lines up all over the formation, so you can't key in, on where he is going to be. I have a huge amount of respect for what he has done in his career. Watt, who was constantly double teamed in 2020 and held to only 5 sacks, would also have to benefit have the benefit of the book ending, with Myles Garrett, who will draw plenty of attention and free Watt up to make plays in Joe Woods' defense. He'd likely be back to double-digit sacks in 2021. Garrett's obviously having a great year so far, Watts said before their meeting on November. Hopefully he doesn't have a good game on Sunday. That's the goal for us. The guy's a hell of a player. He's got good speed. He's got quickness and power. He's got all the tools you need, and he's obviously playing at an extremely high level. Supporting cast and team culture are also two high priorities for Watt, sources say, and the Browns meet both of those criteria. The club will bolster the defense of this offseason, and players love playing for Stefanski and the rest of his staff, and will in Cleveland's is and the vibe in Cleveland, Cleveland's is good, and Watt will get a good report from Garrett and others. His frustration with the losing culture in Houston boiled over after a 37-31 loss to the Bengals in Week 16, and the writing was on the wall that he wanted out. We're professional athletes getting paid a whole lot of money, Watt told reporters after the game. If you can't come in and put work in the building, go out to the practice field and work hard, do your lifts, and do what you're supposed to do, you should not be here. This is a job. We are getting paid a whole lot of money. There are a lot of people that watch us and invest their time and money into buying our jerseys and buying a whole bunch of stuff, and they care about it. They care every single week. When in Week 16 we're 4-11, and there's fans that watch this game, and that put in time and energy and effort and care about this. So if you can't come out there and you can't work, you can't show up on time, you can't practice, you can't go out there and win, you shouldn't be here. Because this is a privilege. It's the greatest job in the world. You get to go out and play a game. And if you can't care enough, even in Week 17, even when you're trash, when you're 4-11, if you can't care enough to go out there and give everything you've got and try your hardest, that's bulls. Watt will find the opposite in Cleveland, where Stefanski changed the culture to one of accountability and winning in one season. Now the Browns are still in the hunt for Watt, and we'll have to wait and see. It's us and the Bills that are still in the hunt for him, besides those other teams. But I think that the Browns, it would be really huge if the Browns would get T.J. Watt, because it would really help out the defense. And the defensive side of the ball really needs the help. And the Browns have the 26th pick in this year's NFL draft when it comes on April 29th through May 1st. And that's the 26th pick in round 1. Well, I want to go over last night's Cavs game before I tell you the good news. We're going to do the bad news first. The Cavs dropped their 10th straight loss last night, losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder 117-101 last night at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. The Cavs are down by 3 after the first quarter, 31-28. Then the Cavs found themselves down by 11, 62-51 at halftime. Then in the third, the Cavs and the Thunder were both scored 24 points, but the Cavs were down by 10, 86, by 11, 86-75 at the end of the third quarter. And in the fourth, things just did not get any better for the Cavs last night. And this was on actually a couple nights ago on Sunday, because they were off last night. So it was Sunday night they lost 117-101. Excuse me. Things did not just did not get any better for the Cavs, as the Thunder kept outscoring the Cavs from the field and in the paint, and Oklahoma scored 31 points as the Cavs scored 26 points, but it was not enough as the Oklahoma City Thunder went on to win this one over the Cavs by the final 117-101. The Cavs fought at 10-21 in the season, and Oklahoma City goes to 12-18 on the season. Colin Sexton led the way for the Cavs. In the Cavs Thunder game with 27 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Jared Allen, 26 points, 17 rebounds, 2 assists. Darius Garland, 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists. Isaac Orko, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. And C.D. Osman, 6 points and 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Now, the Cavs have lost 10 straight, and they took on the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, excuse me, not Falcons, Hawks, excuse me. And they took on the Atlanta Hawks tonight at at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, which began at 7 o'clock. It was on Fox Sports Ohio and WTM 1100 and 100.7 WMMS, the TV and radio homes of the Cavs. And I want to mention that now for the good news tonight, because the Cavs' 10-game losing streak is over as they beat the Atlanta Hawks 112-111 at home at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse tonight. This was a game the Cavs had to have tonight, Colin Sexton said. They dominated this game. They never let up. And Lamar Stevens had the winning dunk in the win over Atlanta. Colin Sexton led the way for the Cavs with 29 points, 1 rebound, and 5 assists. The Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team, after a 73-65 win over Maryland this past Saturday, the Buckeyes will get ready to take on the Michigan State Spartans on Thursday at Breslin Center at Michigan State University in eastern Lansing, Michigan. And the Buckeyes are number 4. As it was a win over Michigan, excuse me. They beat the Wolverines. They lost to the Wolverines Sunday, though, but beat Maryland the week before. They lost 92-87. So the Buckeyes will try to bounce back over by taking on the Spartans this Thursday. And they are number 4. And tip-off is at 9 p.m. on ESPN, excuse me. I will be back. This will be a 3-part podcast because I will reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question when we come back right after this. Stay with us.